My name is Ash, and I am a slave.
My name is Nick, with Braindead, and I am a slave to the YouTube algorithm.
It wasn't always like this.
I made goofy recap videos for fun. Kinda like this one. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry it's been so long. Life's been kinda weird for me the last few months, but today we're finally going to recap the events of Army of Darkness. This is the Evil Dead movie that I watched the least as a child, probably because the titles were different and I was too stupid to make the connection. However, it now holds second place in my ranking of these movies, a video I might need to make sometime. It focuses a lot more on the comedic elements from the previous film, and with its bigger budget, it gives way to a lot more creative gags and over-the-top visuals and creates some very recognizably fun moments. So, other than a few datedly bad special effects, I don't really have anything negative to say about Army. I mean, it's not much of a horror movie due to its overly comedic tone, which renders a lot of the stuff that would be horrific as just kind of laughable, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion. In fact, I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable as a result. So, let's have some fun and get into it. The movie opens with Ashley in chains, no relation to Alice. As he gets hauled off to what is no doubt his execution, he recounts the events that got him here. He then quickly recaps the events of Evil Dead 2, something I already did, so the only thing I'll say here is that they added that Ash works at a store called S-Mart.
Shop smart, shop S-Mart.
You know I do. Picking up from where EDII left off, Ash lands himself in the middle of the ages and gets apprehended by some English knights who mistake him as being a part of a rival army. They bring him to the pit, along with the rest of the prisoners, where he meets his new pal, Duke Henry, leader of the aforementioned rival army.
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
After a bit of trademark shit-talking between Henry and Lord Arthur, one of Henry's men is ordered into the pit, where it soon becomes a geyser of fruit punch. More of an apple cider kind of guy. Ash throws a fit about being next, to which he gets thrown in anyway, cause he's holding up the line. Once at the bottom, he gets his shit rocked by a deadite, only for the wise man to come and equip him with his chainsaw, allowing him to decapitate the demon. Still needing to escape the spike walls and another deadite, Ash uses his belt to get a grip on the up chain, lifting him to safety and leaving the waterlogged deadite to get spiked. He then decks Lord Arthur and frees Duke Henry along with all of his men. Lil Artie takes issue with Ash's sudden authoritative takeover and threatens him with his sword, but Ash only further asserts his dominance by blowing said sword to pieces, taking the opportunity to show off his firearm.
This is my boomstick!
He's interrupted when the deadite that we saw get kebabbed earlier was somehow able to escape the pit. And just like Arthur's sword, Ash shoots it, eliminating the threat and proving that sometimes all you need is a good guy with a gun. Whoa, hey, no, we're not getting political here. No, wait, no, listen, this is a place for fun and dumb jokes, okay? You take that shit somewhere else. Okay, but Don't butt me. No, don't butt me. Just get to the next part, okay? Okay, fine. Thank you. And no politics. I said fine. Okay. Now, believing that Ash is the chosen one who will rid them of the Deadites, the people of Kandar vow to help him get back to his own time. We find out from the wise man that Ash will need to retrieve the Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Close enough. He needs to retrieve the book which contains spells that will stop the Deadites and send him back from whence he came. While apprehensive at first, a surprise attack from another Deadite convinces Ash to go on his quest. But first, hand.
Groovy.
Second, smoochy time with this Kandarian woman named Sheila. She doesn't come back until later, so don't feel bad if you forget about her. The next morning, Arthur and company guide Ash to a path that leads to an unholy place where the Necronomicon resides. The wise man then tells them that when he grabs the book, he must say the magic words. Klaatu Varata Nikto. Got it?
I got it! I know your damn words, alright?
I'm just trying to help. You don't gotta yell at me. No, I don't even feel bad that Ash loses his horse because of a deadite that mercilessly chases him into an old windmill. Eventually, the demon gives up, but Ash is too afraid to leave, so he stays there until nightfall. He shatters a mirror with his face, cause it's looking at him, accidentally unleashing an army of ashes. A bunch of slapstick comedy ensues, leading to Big Ash being knocked unconscious. He wakes up, realizes he's been restrained, and is forced to swallow himself. You're not gonna dwell on that too long. He's unable to get himself to vomit himself back up, so he does the next logical thing, drinking a pot of scalding hot water. This seems to have worked, as we hear the cries of pain from the little him inside of his belly. What am I saying right now? However, there seems to be a new issue forming, as it appears that there's an eyeball growing out of Ash's shoulder. As he runs into the forest in a panic, the eye turns into a head, eventually turning into a fully grown second Ash. The self-proclaimed bad Ash dances around like a fool, hitting good Ash a couple of times before he pulls out his boomstick, shooting him in the face.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Don't. Just don't. Good Ash takes the body of Bad Ash back to the windmill, chops him up with his chainsaw, and dumps him into a grave. Bad Ash vowing to come back for you. Riding off into the moonlight, Ash eventually comes across a graveyard where he finds lying upon a stone table the Necronomicon. Zzz.
3 books. Nobody said anything about 3 books.
Not knowing which is the real book, he opens one, only for it to swallow him whole. Nah, could you imagine? He's actually able to escape and shake off the effects, cautiously trying the second book. It springs to life, biting onto Ash's hand and attacking him like a bat out of hell. Once the bird book backs down, it seems fairly obvious which is the true Necronomicon. Except, you gotta say the magic words, remember?
Klaatu, Veranda,
You son of a bitch. So, Ash takes the book without actually finishing the incantation, causing the earth to shake, lightning to strike, and the dead to do Three Stooges bits. It also puts Bad Ash back together.
I'm back, baby!
And because I don't feel like calling them Bad Ash and Good Ash for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna call them Bash and Gash respectively. Gash returns to the castle with the book, but since he didn't speak the words correctly, the wise man says they won't be able to rid their world of the Deadites. However, it does not affect the ability to send Ash home. This means that while he gets to go back to his own time, the people of Kandar are essentially totally fucked. Sheila, remember her, tries to convince him to stay to help, not realizing that he's just a convenience store employee. So instead, she gets kidnapped by this freaky looking thing, getting her out of the movie for another 15 minutes. A little later, some scouts return to the castle, informing Lord Arthur that the army of the dead is growing and will arrive in 2 days' time. As the people start to panic and contemplate leaving their homes, Ash finally decides to help and offers up his 20th century knowledge of alloys and compositions and things with molecular structures and, they make bombs. They also train a bunch and prepare themselves for the battle they are about to face.
They're coming! The Deadites approach!
Hey. What's wrong with that ground? The first wave of the undead army, led by Bash, begin to storm the castle, but are no match for the explosive arrows and catapult ammos. I don't know what those are called. However, they soon are able to breach the castle walls, prompting Ash to bring out the big guns. A car. He's able to take out a good handful of enemies before Sheila shows up again, now part of the Deadite army, and causes him to crash. And since no amount of smooches can make up for the totaling of a classic Delta 88, Ash kicks her down into the pit from earlier. Speaking of from earlier, Duke Henry and his men return to aid in the fight against the undead. At the same time, Bash starts making his way up the castle to where they're guarding the Necronomicon. Gash gets there too and holds off his doppelganger via sword fight, during which he lights Bash on fire, Bash retaliating by flinging the torch to the ground below. They fight some more until Gash also gets flung to the ground below, allowing Bash to freely grab the Necronomicon. What Bash didn't know was that the torch landed on the wick of a bomb that he is currently squatting on. Gash takes the opportunity to cut the book from Bash's hand and send him flying alongside the explosive catapult ammo. I have learned nothing. With their leader exploded, the Army of Darkness retreats, and somehow this also makes Sheila normal again? Anyway, the next morning, the wise man creates a potion that will bring Ash back to his own time. All he needs to do is drink it and say the same magic words from before. As we fade into present day, we find Ash telling this story to a fellow employee.
Did you say the words right this time?
Well, maybe I didn't say every single tiny little syllable, no, but basically I said them, yeah.
You've doomed us all. I'm almost immediately proven right about that when a customer gets possessed and starts tearing up the place.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Ash takes care of the Karen, Deadite, with little effort, shooting it until it stops moving, and ending the film by planting one on one of his flirty coworkers. Alright, thank you so much for watching this recap. Please subscribe if you made it this far. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, it's good to be back. And I hope you're ready for a lot of me, because I got some stuff for you on the way. More recaps, of course, but I'm also going to try to incorporate a few more things here and there. Like I'm going to start trying to write a review in my community tab at least once a week. So if you're interested in knowing what I think in depth about certain movies, I'll try to post every Friday after this video comes out. As for my next recap, I mean, it's Chucky season 1, of course it is, which it'll probably be a little bit because it is a TV show. I already have the script written out, but throwing that all together, recording, editing, it's gonna be big project, but I will be getting that out as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to try to get myself on some kind of schedule in the near future if I can. I make no promises as always because I can't be trusted. And I also wanted to tack on, this wasn't planned or anything, I'm doing this completely impromptu. I just want to say thank you to everybody who was watching and supporting the Child's Play Chucky 7 movie recap. That video just got a huge boost in the algorithm out of nowhere, and ton of views. I got a bunch of new subscribers out of that, and so I hope if you're here from that, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate the support and just love and positivity that everybody's been giving me because of that. So just thank you. Hope you're ready for more Chucky, because yeah, I got a good amount of Chucky coming up soon. Next, it's gonna be a lot, so I really hope you enjoyed that recap, because there's gotta be more. But I gotta close this video out. Thank you so much for being here. I got another channel for gaming live streams if you're interested in that. Link is all over the place on my channel. Otherwise, that's all I got for you for this one. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you again real soon. And since no amount of smooches can make up for totaling of a classic Delta 88, Ash kicks her down. That's what you get for fucking up my car.